So we are headed out here today on Emerald Coast. Was kind of feeling some Australia hunting today. Just down here in the outback right now, doing the old let the hunt take us where it will, and we'll see where this one leads us. And we've got just some of Emerald Trost's most favorite species, feral goats, and some eastern gray kangaroos hopping around out there. Trying to quickly spot all of them, and I bet it's more than 3. Yep, there's more coming up through that way. Don't see any really big ones. So what we might do is just go ahead and get one of the goats. Probably that one there, level 4. Brought the 257 Roberts, which is kind of one of the reasons I wanted to get a feral goat. Just kind of see how that does. It looks like it's going to do a really good job. That's just dropping right there. So there is our goat. Not a real impressive one. Little 149 silver, just under gold. White brown fur type, double lung, even at that like really steep angle. With the 257, not half bad. And I'm not really, looking for anything in particular out here, so we'll just kind of try to stay out of that guy's way and work our way down through. Got another group of roos out here. This time, they're kind of hanging around. Saw a 7. It just feels like they always rest in these spots where it's really tough to spot them all. Let's get that level 7. We have the 308 bolt action today, and maybe we can get a look at whatever comes out of there. So try to be careful, only because we don't know if that's a rare. Doesn't look like it. But we've seen it before, like we've shot stuff in the brush that turns out to be rare. Definitely don't want to make that mistake, especially on one. We've never had a rare male kangaroo. We have one leucistic female. So there he is, definitely the gray fur type. It's 371 silver. Got him in the right lung there. Hit the shoulder blade too, just above the spine. And I'm kind of thinking, like, we're in this corner already. Might start to work our way up into here. So I love this area of the map. We're in one of these hunts where, like, there's no rush. There's not, like, a, pressure to go and try to get one thing. We're going to just work our way up all the way from 5 kilometers south. I think that is a piebald fallow deer doe. We don't have many of these because for the longest time, until they got the redo, actually, with this map release, you couldn't actually get piebald fallow does. You had fallow bucks that could be piebald, but the does could not be. That's definitely what that is. So we've got our 308 here. I'm not seeing much of a, broadside opportunity, but I'd like to think with it just being a doe, it'll go nervous pretty quick. So we just hang with it. We might get a shot opportunity. Everybody's still fleeing. Running out of real estate, but there's a little bit of a broadside. Oh, that could get interesting. I'm not gonna, because they just sort of teleport out of there. It's a great way to just completely miss. Not seeing a whole lot. Might need to track her down. Well, unless she does that. Well, she is gonna do that. Dropped her right there, man. Just sitting there being patient with it. Worked out really well. I think we've only had maybe 3 of these counting this one. And if I'm not mistaken, every one we've ever had has been right here on Emerald Coast. And so go figure, kind of taking the scenic route, just taking our time, run up through here, see what happens. Rare fallow deer doe, waiting on us maybe a kilometer or so in. Stamp down some of that grass. I guess that stuff can't go super flat. Get a quick screenshot and grab that. Heart and double lung all on the move at 162. I'll take that. Wish there was more white up around the head and stuff, but a pretty cool looking fallow deer. Suppose we'll tax that. Like I said, we don't have many of them. Maybe one day there'll be a huddle fallow mount that includes fallow does as well. Got a decent little axis deer out here, level 3, up to 172. And I think like a lot of level 3 axis deer make gold, so might as well go for that. Got a sandbar fleeing, and we're just starting to get up to that point. Like, I typically start at this lodge where things get really good. Rusa deer, sandbar, of course, axis. You'll get feral pigs in here, red fox, all kinds of stuff. And that's why I wanted to give it a shot. So heart and single lung is a gold, 162. Kind of wonky looking one. I hadn't even noticed that. I just saw the big brows. Weirdly, those 2 antlers, despite them being completely different, kind of work together. Hey, one thing I failed to mention, hog deer actually got a decent one out there. There shouldn't be anything that would spook that, but going attentive at that range kind of surprises me. Got a sandbar down there just under that hill, so why don't we go ahead and get that? Should be fine. Man, that animation where they're laying down is really good. And we'll at least try it. So, like, tracks are borderline useless on Emerald Coast. There's some species where they matter more than others, but just about every single sandbar deer, male, is going to be 270 to 300 kilos. So, like, you know, a max weight track means next to nothing as far as whether or not we should follow it. If we could see it, though, that could be a little more useful. Ooh, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a real nice axis deer. So rusa, I do not see the sandbar. But I bet it went that way. Kind of, again though, gonna end up probably shooting something that we see for now and worrying about that later. I want to say 217 is diamond for them. So not gonna be a diamond level 4 axis. And actually, just do that. Get him to spin around. 257 putting in work. Got a nice hog deer and a nice axis deer down. And I mean, if we're doing this, nice little rusa strolling through. Should be good with the 308. The hog deer's got to be laying almost right where we shot that. Smaller rusa running out. It was, I think, right up here. That is the rusa deer. Little 121. Better chill at that, ow, as more stuff runs through so that we don't overdo hunting pressure and get booted out of here. We've got our hog deer laying here. Nice little 95 score. Single lung with the 257 that time. And finally, there lays our axis deer. Double lung and heart, 135 meters away at a 201 score. So he's not bad. Pretty nice looking level 4. He's actually got like sort of split brow things happening. Little splits up there. Maybe some of the most points we've had on an axis deer ever. I can't say I'm surprised to see that. Level 5 rusa deer, but only up to 147. I think diamond's 148, actually. So, I don't know if there's any chance of that actually making it. But in case I'm remembering that incorrectly, not gonna just take a pot shot at him, but if he even shows back up, that little dip there must be deeper than I thought. Finally caught up to him, however. He is fleeing again, but at least we've got some actual ground out here to watch. Maybe he turns broadside, maybe we get a, you know, piebald female fallow situation again. Let's stand up on this, because he's doing some back and forth there. See if he goes back. I think, yeah, we got that. I don't know, maybe diamond's actually 146, but I think it's 148. Definitely willing to take that shot on the move, because I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed troll. And really, for what it's worth, you know, level 5 rusa deer's mere existence is dang near guaranteed troll. It's just part of Emerald Coast getting the nickname Emerald Trollst. Kinda looks decent. Maybe he'll score, like, you know, close to top of the estimate. It is a 144. Diamond is, in fact, 148, so this rack could probably make it, but it would take maybe some extra spread credit or something to get it there. Double long on the move at 119. The 308's been an excellent choice today. Got some bad tag running all around. Level 4 down there. Couple of 3s. I figures they're all running up here except for the only one that we want to get. Let's wheel around. Got the 300 AR today. And I think that's going to get right in there into the lungs. There's more of them on that side. They're all 3s though. How did I not see these? Well, there's a 2. I suppose that's not a 3. But we got this guy down right here. Of course, they're running all around because like all the rocks and stuff on this hillside. Little 123 score, left lung on the move. And we'll keep on swinging down through here. That is a pretty big level 4 hog. You're up to 115. I think diamond's 108, so probably one worth getting. That's closer to 300 meters than 150. Lifting his head. Just trying to drop that right in there. He's going down real fast. I don't know if that was straight double lung or what. There's one way to go and find out. So this guy is a 101, not too bad. Double lung from the 257 kills him that fast at 250 meters. That's pretty good information to have. And time got reset here, so we're kind of late in the evening. May spend a little time at chasing sandbar. And we do have a decent looking one up to 128. Nothing really special, but back to the 300 AR. And we know these things are tanks now. Try to line this up. If you can heart shot him, it saves the tracking, because even double lung with the 300, they'll run a little bit. But I'd imagine a small gold. 116 actually silver, just under. Double lung and heart though, so as I said, no tracking necessary. That, of all things, is a pink feral pig. Those are rare. It used to be only males were rare, but male and females rare now. I came up here to check this lake for sandbar. This little L-shaped lake, one of my favorite spots on the map. don't see anything good for that. Where'd our pig go? Up through there. I don't know, can we hit another on the run shot with a 308? That angle's a whole lot tougher. I don't know if we should press our luck. I think they may have stopped right here. I only see those two, but they're nervous. Yeah, you can see their tracks in among the ones we're following. So it's gotta be maybe right down over that hill or whatever. Now, nervous animals, you get them alert, they'll just, like, walk away. They won't turn back and go to that, like, nervous feeding location, at least not necessarily. So we gotta ease on up here to where we can see. There's the one right there. It was actually in between them, but maybe the trees are in the way. Just gonna sidestep. Gotta maybe right in there. Looking good enough to me, dropping right down. Had a couple of those over the years. For whatever reason, it does feel like we always get the female ones. Had a male or two back when they were the only ones that'd be rare. But you get them out here on Emerald Coast, you get to see the feral pig as opposed to like wild hog over on Mississippi. So look at that. Sunset kind of like glaring off the eye. Get a quick screenshot of that. 44.89 silver right lung. And I think on that note, we're going to take our rare feral pig and our piebald fallow deer doe back to the second lodge. Now exactly where this stuff's going to go, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll go for a little run around the trophy lodge. Maybe see if we have something that we want to replace. I mean, we've got a... Actually, I mentioned the males. A pink feral pig male there. So, maybe find like another smallish plaque like that. Now, I forget what we had here, but it's an empty plaque right now. So why not throw the piebald fallow doe there? Maybe do something like that. Shows a lot of that piebald fur. And in here, there's a ton of these things. Got like some rare gators and stuff. Maybe... because there's a couple of crocs. Take that one down, kind of a smallish one. And throw the... Did I not tax that? Might not have. I mean, not really a huge deal. Like we saw, I had another one, a male there before. Well, kind of works better for that spot anyway. Whoops. That's all good. Just a little rare female feral pig. Wouldn't have minded having it in here, but as I said, we've got some other ones, and at least we got the piebald fallow doe, which we definitely have less of. So, Emerald Coast producing, once again, a couple of female rares today. Nice to get back out there, get some variety, and if we're getting rares, something we should go back and do definitely in the future. But on that note, that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.